There we go. All right, looks like we're live on Facebook and YouTube. Getting ready to go live on Webinar Jam here. So,
Oh,
welcome everybody. Let's see. I love to see the comments in the chat too. We've got there
heck
we go.
yeah.
Now we're live on Webinar Jam.
There
Fantastic.
we go.
All right.
It's the most fun seeing the same names each week because it's people
Yep.
who are showing up, executing, implementing. I love what we've got.
Absolutely.
Was it I got a Boris?
Mm-hmm. We got Ashton, Leslie. We have a couple regulars on here. That's awesome. And I know for me too, I get a little extra fun because they're turning in homework assignments to me. So I see you guys like in there grinding, doing the work, like following the playbook. So that gets me excited for sure.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, and there's Ashton says we all deserve to give ourselves credit for doing the work. Those first few calls were scary, but more liberating as it's the ticket to freedom. Absolutely.
Dude, that's the thing, right? There's an analogy I heard years ago, and I love it. It's like if you picture a rocket ship, right? You picture SpaceX. They've got their big, huge Falcon Heavy or whatever the heck it's called, the Star Liner or something. It's sitting there on the pad, and it's this massive, heavy hunk of metal that really isn't going anywhere, but it's got the potential to, right? It's got the fuel. This is the fuel, right? These sessions like this, the plan that Matt's laying out, those things are the fuel that you put inside of you. Now, just like the rocket ship, the fuel's there, but it's not going anywhere. Like it's not in outer space yet. The outcome hasn't happened yet. So what has to happen, there has to be some sort of source of ignition that starts taking that fuel and making something happen with it, right? So that's what's happening here. Hopefully the ignition for you is a mindset shift. It's a motivation that needs to happen, that needs to really kick in to really go, okay, this now is the time I've got to do this. But then once that ignition hits, there's a lot of energy going out the back end of that rocket ship, and it's not going anywhere hardly, right? You can see flames shooting and smoke shooting, and it's barely moving. You've seen those videos where like it's barely moving. Mm-hmm. And eventually it starts moving faster and faster. You feel really tired and wore out, and it's like hard, everything's shaking because it's just shoving out so much energy but going slow. Eventually, though, it catches up. You're hitting speed, and then it lets go of the boosters. You don't need that source anymore, and now you're just flying. You're just moving almost effortlessly. And that's what happens in the business, guys, but we have to be able to recognize this is creating potential within you. You need to bring the ignition source, or hopefully we can help you towards that ignition with the mindset shift. And then you need to put your head down and say, this is going to be hard for a while. I'm going to be doing a lot of work with very little results. But once you start to get momentum, dude, it's crazy how fast the momentum goes.
Yeah, that is such a good analogy. Absolutely. I mean, I think, it's been exciting to kind of give you guys that rocket ship, give you the playbook right there. You're clearly turning the keys. A lot of you guys are taking that action. We challenge you. Like it is very much like you said, you got to get that rocket off the space pad or off the pad right there. Like it's going to be, you're going to encounter resistance at first, but the more you do this, the more you're going to be disproportionately successful. Where especially how we structured the homework assignments, if you went through and did that, or maybe this is your first time tuning into this, or maybe you're watching a replay right now, hey, it's not too late. Like get in there, follow this, look at the other trainings, and we've laid that out there for you of what looking at the data, what we see is going to lead to that long-term success. And hey, you've got the rocket. Now it's time to take it off the pad there. So
love it, love it.
Yeah, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Absolutely. So awesome. Well, to kind of kick us off too, we love to see where you're watching from. If you could put that in the chat, if you could say, what maybe one takeaway you've gotten from this challenge. I know we had a lot of people respond. I reached out over email to people. Again, just to briefly introduce myself, Matt Camp with DealMachine over here. Hopefully you've been following along. But again, if this is your first one, welcome. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, welcome. Make sure to go to that carrot.com/14DC link if you're watching on social media right now. That's where you can get the replays for all of this. But, as we've gone through this, we've given you that rocket ship. We've given you the knowledge, the tools, all of that. And today my goal is to really go through and kind of recap the challenge, quickly recap the training so that way you're up to speed and hopefully you pick up a couple things you didn't get on that, the first, time through. We're going to go into that new training, which today is all about understanding how do you make confident offers and how do you build off of what we've done with offline marketing and build in your online marketing and where to go from there. So we're going to be going through that training today. We have bonuses we're going to be giving out. We have a grand prize giveaway that we're going to be announcing live that you need to be on here live to win. So I saw a few names that turned in the homework there. That's awesome to see that. We're going to be doing a random selection, a random drawing here live on this this final live training for you guys, and we'll wrap up with really giving you advice on where to go from here. Trevor, does that sound good here?
Dude, let's do it, man. We've got
so
Texas in the house, Tennessee in the house, Naples, Florida, others as well. Guys, pop in where you're calling in from, and that way we kind of know who we're hanging out with. So I'll toss over to you, Matt.
Nice. Every time zone too. I love it. All right. So like I mentioned, hey, we started off here. You made it. You went through, and if you've completed the homework, amazing. Like, you are entered for that grand prize here today that we're going to be giving away. If you didn't, hey, you still have your chance to go out there and do this. And, we're going to talk about why timing is great right now to do that. But to see how many people did go that extra mile, did submit the homework, did actually come in and email things like this, where, Demetrius, I wanted to give you a shout out, man. I saw your names on here. This was somebody who came in here and shared why they were doing this, shared why real estate mattered to him, what their purpose is with this, and what they got out of this whole challenge, really. And, for him, it was coming from a family with strong work ethic. And until recently, I was on the same path of working a job until I retired after 25, 30 years. As I learned more about the benefits of real estate, I'd like to show my family how we can use that same work ethic to build generational wealth using real estate. I want to create millionaires in my family. I love to hear that. That's, the mission that we're on as a company in general, is to give everyone the power of real estate investing. Like, we love to see people do this and take this into their own hands. And how for this challenge specifically, it said, hey, help me lock in and focus. I've got my wife involved in Driving for Dollars. That's so fun. I love to see families get involved with this. While out, we had deep dive conversations into our future plans in the real estate space. And Driving for Dollars is probably the best way to get out into the community and actually see and learn about it. That's another side effect of this, is you're going to learn your community. You're going to learn what you're looking for. You're going to meet people that by talking to them in person like this, and hopefully have deep strategic conversations with your partner if you're doing that together. And then capped it off with saying, hey, I've never done the virtual driving. I'm sure it's great, but I like to be in the trenches, seeing things up close and personal. It's funny, but when driving lately, I've run into other wholesalers, and knowing they're out in my market driving for dollars makes my competitiveness even stronger. So I appreciate Demetrius opening up there. It was so cool to see people. I just picked out a couple examples of people telling us why they did this, why they're interested in real estate, how this challenge has helped them. Really quick here, another one, Leslie. I had 3 of these to show you guys to get us inspired and excited. So another one, Leslie right here, came in and she won last week our giveaway. And she said, hey, I'll use real estate to build consistent passive income that'll provide for me in retirement when I plan to purchase land to create and run a regenerative farm and spiritual community center. That's such a cool vision and mission with your life there.
Very cool.
I'll also use it to build assets and passive income I can pass on to my kids, grandkids, great-grandkids. Has a dream to create generational wealth for her family, but also use this opportunity for radical generational generosity that impacts not only my family and community, but generations of families and communities in this country and around the world. That's thinking big. I mean, Trevor, I know this is what you guys do it for too, man. It's cool.
Dude, that's the thing, guys. Like, literally the mission, the stated mission of Carrot is to help you build a business of freedom and impact. Right? That's our stated mission. Isn't help you get a bunch of leads. Yeah, that's what we do, right? But the stated mission is help you build a business of freedom and impact. Because I know when we do, just like you said there, Leslie, that businesses are what change communities, right? It's not government, isn't going to be a long-term sustainable change of our micro communities, the places where we live. It's us. It's us being able to create businesses that provide amazing incomes, lifestyles for us and our team members and those around us. So then we can buy back our time. So we get enough freedom now to take that money and then go invest it into purposes and causes that we care about. Like, that's what we're about here. So love it, Leslie.
Yeah. And Leslie opened up too, saying the challenge helped me get into action and just take action and jump in, and be able to learn by doing. And also have the support of Carrot and DealMachine to help her. And of course, winning the great prize last week is going to help her think long term on this stuff. So
yeah,
fantastic, cool. Leslie, thank you for sharing that. Last one, Santiago, this was awesome. Real estate will help me build a better financial future for my children, allow me to teach them how to create wealth for generations to come. And this challenge has helped me understand that anything is possible as long as you take small, consistent actions daily. That has been a huge underlying message throughout this whole thing is we want to help you guys build the right foundation, take this playbook and execute over and over again. And like Trevor said, get that rocket ship off the pad and start building that momentum.
I like it, dude. There's a couple things people made comments on. I'll toss it back over to you. Todd says, I'm learning to overcome my fear or more hatred of cold calling as I personally hate spam and sales calls. Todd, I remember when I was just getting started in business in general, this would have been 2007, like right before the crash happened. I was in real estate. I was doing marketing. I was cold calling FSBOs off of Craigslist. And I don't love cold calling either. I think that's one of the beautiful things about DealMachine or Carrot is you can use the data, right? You can use the data and you can cold call, you can text message, but also you can use the automation of the postcards, which is the primary kind of amazing cool automation function the DealMachine has attached to it. Now you can start to generate those inbound leads. Those are the best ones. There was a client of ours, Greg Hallback, who I know does Driving for Dollars as well. He posted on Facebook the other day because I've been kind of getting on him for years because he was a big cold caller, as the guy like who buys the giant list and has the team of people cold calling all this, right? He goes, I don't know why I didn't switch to inbound leads sooner. I should go find it. He said, I don't know why I didn't switch to inbound leads sooner. He said they're like basically begging me to buy their home because they're actively seeking out someone to buy their home. And he said they are higher profit, they close more easily. That's what happens here. And so use the data, do that, reach out, you will get deals. Unless you love that, I would then really ramp up making sure that you either have someone do that cold calling for you after you get the practice happening, because you need to kind of break that seal, but then really use the automation of DealMachine with the direct mail follow-up so they can now come to you and say, hey, I really do want to sell my house. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I think that was the goal, in terms of the challenge overall. That was our goal here, is to give you that fast start playbook to show you, hey, how do you combine that proactive outreach with the long-term strategy here, which, we will be spending a good portion of today's training digging into, and Trevor's starting to give you that playbook and think long-term and be able to combine what you learned here, the last 14 days. And again, we'll recap a lot of that today quickly, and then continue to launch off that pad here. So
love it.
Yeah, I know, Trevor, we talked about this each time, but you went through this too.
Yeah, there's a couple reasons. So where we are right now in the real estate market, we're kind of in or maybe towards the tail end of what I call that shoulder market. It's where you go from a big seller's market to what may be a buyer's market. We're not quite sure yet, right? Because there's still an inventory issue. So even though interest rates are going up, which traditionally makes real estate prices go down, they are softening in many markets. But because of inventory, they're still staying relatively strong. I don't think we're going to see a 30, 40, 50% crash like in many markets in 2008, way back in the day. But what opportunities are going to pop up there's a lot of people that are in the older generation, and the largest holders of real estate are in the older generation. They're looking to sell their properties. That's one of them. And many times too, those properties may be in disrepair. They may be perfect ones that are just sitting there because they can't maintain them anymore. They own 10 rental units and they just haven't done anything with them. You might be able to acquire your whole portfolio. I think it was Leslie who put that on there with one seller. You might connect with one seller on here right now because of the demographics and where we are right now with the population who owns this investment real estate. And you can negotiate buying their whole portfolio if it worked out, right? For owner carry, my first property was an owner carry when I was 21 years old, a 4-unit building. And guys, I still own that today at cash flowed from day one. So those are out there. Another reason for it is because of the shifting market, we're now starting to see some of that demand pop back up where sellers are really stepping into being very, very willing to sell now at fair prices. 6 months ago, they were still kind of holding on to the higher prices, the overinflated prices. Now we're getting back down into more realistic prices. And unfortunately, because of the economic challenges that are happening and people maybe got laid off from a job, they need help and you can help them, right? And we don't want to wish someone's going to lose their job or go through a financial hardship or a death in the family right, in order to be able to close a real estate deal. That's not what we want. But in reality, those are the times when people have motivation, they need to sell, and you can be there for them right now. So you're serving a real, true, valuable service, especially when you show up in an ethical, honest way, truly serving them. It's a perfect time to get into the business.
Yeah, I think it's all about intentions like that and being able to really have that right mindset and approach it the right way. And that's what we try to reiterate here is just right now, you're more valuable as an investor. You provide such a great opportunity for people to be able to create win-win scenarios and solve people's problems. So going into that mindset, we really we're trying to emphasize to you guys that now is such a great time to step up, take action, find those people that have those problems that you can solve and provide a win-win for. And where most would-be investors, might slip and not actually get started, is that they just don't know how to go out and find that great deal. And so, this challenge is showing you how do we go do that fast? How do we go be proactive? How do we go offline to be able to start doing that? And then transition into this also, in tandem online strategy and put these two together. And, I know Trevor's going to be digging into that later on in this training today. So that's our mission over here at DealMachine, is to give everyone the power of real estate investing to do things like this, where we can help you guys go land that first deal and then your next 100, if you have that inspiration or if you have that aspiration rather. We've seen people use DealMachine to do over 10,000 deals in every single state, and we're proud to call ourselves the highest rated, most reviewed mobile app out there for investors to go find off market deals like that. So it's that playbook from those people who have done these deals over and over and over again that we formed this challenge around. It's the playbook from people like Ryan Haywood here, who he went through a 30-day challenge himself. 17 days in, landed his first deal. Since then, he's done over 400 deals using DealMachine. It's crazy. Like, he's built a small team. He does it with his wife. He's just north of Kansas City, I believe, St. Joseph, Missouri. So he's somebody who we've pulled this challenge together from, is what he's doing, what Cody here is doing, and how he's investing virtually based out of San Diego, but investing back in Milwaukee. And a lot of what we talked about today, or the last 14 days rather, has been pulled from people like Cody here, who have done this over and over again. Patrick Martin, he's another one that really reminded me of, how a lot of people are doing this as a way to just change their life situation. For him, he was, actually going from sleeping in his truck to educating himself, being proactive, taking action, and in 10 months did 14 wholesale deals, over $150K in wholesale fees, and changed his life through that. So
that's cool.
It's crazy. Like, we love to see this. This is what we do it for as a business. So love to see it. We can provide value to people like that, and to give them a playbook to get out there and do this themselves. Through this challenge, we have gone through and hosted 3 different live trainings. If you're on, or if you register to carrot.com/14BC, if you're on the webinar jam, you already did that. If you are on the Facebook or YouTube, make sure to go there. It's the little ticker at the bottom right there, carrot.com/14BC. If you sign up for that today, you'll get the replays of the first 2 weeks emailed to you tomorrow. So make sure to do that. And we went through and had 3 live trainings. Again, we'll recap some of that here. We'll do kind of like a little 5-minute recap of each. But our main goal today is to really dig into the meat of what to do from here, how to keep rolling, how to make offers, and how to build that online marketing strategy in addition to this. So we went through that. We love helping you guys out too, and we'll have given away over $6,000 in free stuff through this. I know Leslie was the winner last week. She'd love to see that in the chat. She said she's so grateful for that. Really excited to hear your story, Leslie, from here on out, and how you use these tools. For everyone today who, especially if you submitted the homework, you are qualified to be in the grand prize giveaway. So make sure to stick around. You have to be on live and jump in the chat and claim it and say, hey, I'm here. Make sure that you're on live here at the end of this, where we're going to be doing that grand prize giveaway. And that one's worth over $4,300 of free stuff from Carrot and from DealMachine here. So, I know that's something we find a lot of fulfillment into, is giving away stuff and rewarding people who are taking action and getting out there and using this. Because in the end, that we're just a tool. Something can make it way easier, way more efficient and effective for you, but it's still up to you to put in that work. And so we want to incentivize you guys who are putting in the work and reward you for that.
Love it.
So awesome. So for today, again, we'll do the quick recap. We'll try to keep it to just a few minutes for each of these first, and then we'll get into week 3 there. So Trevor, that sound good, man?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right. So to begin with, week 1, the theme of that week was building your list of motivated sellers. And again, it was going offline, it's going direct, and being proactive. And again, this is the 14-day fast start challenge. So hey, we're trying to help you kickstart your pipeline, hit the ground running. And the main method that we focused on was driving for dollars, which again, just to define for you, getting in your car, driving around, looking for how properties, houses that are fixer uppers, that have signs of physical distress, and that being the number one indicator that, hey, it could be a vacant property. It could be a property that people aren't wanting to deal with anymore. It could be a property that, hey, like I said, tired landlord. It could be a property that, hey, it's somebody who can't put it on retail and is looking for a way out of that property, and you have an opportunity to help that person. So there, in the end, a sign of physical distress is the number one indicator that they could be a motivated seller for whatever problem they're dealing with, and that you can come in and solve and use the tools like speed and convenience and cash and the other things that you can offer there, the service that you provide as an investor, as a wholesaler. The magic number that we recommended you guys get to was the number 100 to begin with. Of the first week of homework was to go out there and add 100 properties that are that have signs of physical distress, that have the tarp on the roof, or the gutters falling off, or siding issues, or weeds growing through the concrete, or overstuffed mailbox, not cut grass. We try to give you guys some telltale signs to look for and build that list of properties. So that was kind of step 1 there, was going through that. Inside actual DealMachine, to briefly show this off one more time for you guys, you've got the map right here. Every black dot around you is a property that you can quickly click on and add that property to your lead list. So, if I'm driving down Sutherland Avenue right there, I saw 5625, saw it in real life. If you're using this is the desktop version, there's also a mobile app here too, where, let me see. Is this showing off the app here? Here, let me switch over on.
Show them the slide right now.
Hold on a second. Let me adjust that for you guys so I can share this so you can see it visually too. It'll help out. There we go. Now you got it, Trevor?
Yep, got it, man.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Thanks for the heads up, guys. So within the app here, again, all the black dots around your properties, off market. If you see any blue dots like 5625 down here, that means they've had an MLS status within the last year or so. So it's been on market recently. And that was what we taught you, is to be able to look around, drive down the street, click on properties, add that lead to your list, and move on to the next one. And they turn into blue pins on the list or on the map, so that way you can kind of see around you what leads you've added. A couple quick pro tips we gave you guys as you're doing this is, hey, if you want to go really quickly, you have either pin mode here, where you have to click on a property and then add the lead, or you could do tap to add mode, where if you click into here, click on map mode, tap to add mode right here, that's going to make it so that you can just tap on the property and it's going to add it for you, as it says. So that's another way to be able to do this quickly. And if you're driving in an area with more distress, then hey, that's going to make sense for the area that you're in. To be as efficient as possible, we have route tracking. So you'll see a little green line pop up behind you as you drive around. At 6 months, it'll turn yellow, and at 12 months, it'll turn red. So you'll be able to see and look around you and figure out, where have I been? Where should I go? What's a good place to be able to drive and never double back on my routes or anything like that. So here's a couple examples down here of green lines of where I've driven before. So you can see that on the map right there for you too. If you're on DealMachine Pro, you can do things like highlights right here, where you click on the highlights button. You can say, hey, show me vacant properties around me. And you can apply that to be able to identify really specific leads using data. You've got vacant house here, vacant house there. Those are marked vacant by the USPS. So, we have a variety of data sources we're using to be able to do this kind of stuff for you. But that's on DealMachine Pro, is that highlights feature to really help you identify specific leads as you drive around, and help you kind of pick entire neighborhoods where, if you put in certain criteria, you can see where those clusters of highlights are popping up and say, hey, yeah, this is a good area for me to go drive and go start driving for dollars. So we taught you about that. And then finally, we had, we talked about, hey, if you're on DealMachine Pro as well, you can do things like adding drivers, where you can go up here, click your profile, click on team, invite a driver, and then you can be able to look and see how they're, if you can essentially add them to your team to add leads with you and for you. So you can look at their routes as well and figure out like, hey, let me click on drives. Let me see all of Elliot's drives on my team here. And let me see where he's driven and exactly what leads he added and how long he drove and the route he took, and all that will appear right there inside the app for you too. So that's a way to really kind of extend this strategy, not do it all yourself, but build a team around you doing this with you and for you. And that's all unlocked under DealMachine Pro there. So we showed all that off. I know we did mention virtual driving. So if you click start driving, click anywhere on the street, and it's going to import a Google Street image right into DealMachine for you too. And just like you would in real life, you're going to click for dollars essentially instead of driving for dollars. Look for houses like this that have a little bit of a roof issue right there. Click on add lead and be able to move on to the next one. So this is kind of another alternative option of being able to drive for dollars and do this in any market, anytime, anywhere, no matter what your weather is or if you've got a day job or what have you. Like, this is a great way to go out and do this without being constrained to your physical location. So showed off the virtual driving, and then the final thing in this little crash course recap for you was going through, and I know we talked about our AI assistant inside DealMachine now. That's something I love to share now. It's essentially a driving for dollars co-pilot, really first of its kind AI, real estate specialized AI inside of our app, where we're using AI technology and combining that with our off-market property data to be able to give you insights that you couldn't get anywhere else, where you could click on a property, click on that, and you'll see it pop up in the bottom right here and say, hey, I'm Alma, your AI assistant. What do you want to know about this property? And you can come in here and think about things of like, hey, can you help me analyze this property? Would this be a good wholesale deal? Or you could really prompt it with anything down here. You can type whatever you would like, asking about what offers, and analyzing areas to drive in, and be able to go in and say like, hey, what kind of questions should I ask the seller? All kinds of cool stuff that you can do with the AI down here, and prompt it with a variety of different things to help you really be an assistant as you drive for dollars here. So showed off all of that in week one. Try to keep it to a few minute recap here for you guys for this one. But remember, if you're all watching on social, go to carrot.com/14DC. And if you register there, you'll be able to still get the replays for week one and week two. Really showing off a lot of this stuff of that kind of, first point was to really show you how to build that list of really qualified leads, as quickly as possible. So before I fly through week two, Trevor, is there anything you think I missed there?
No, man. Yeah, guys, go check out week one recording, because Matt dives way deeper on it in that recording. So it's a perfect spot to go get it.
Awesome. So week two, really quick here, just take a few minutes. I know, Trevor, you did an awesome job of kind of high level covering how offline and online marketing play together. We'll deep dive into that as the real training this week, so I'll hold off on that. On the offline marketing, what we really taught you guys is, hey, really try to build a marketing mix where you can have multiple channels going, doing things like, calling or texting or email or door knocking or postcards, like Trevor mentioned. Having these variety of different touch points is going to give you a disproportional return, where it's not 1 + 1 = 2, but one channel plus one channel equals 5. They become more and more effective, the variety of things that you can layer on here, which again is why offline and online marketing play so, it's another reason why they play so well together, is you can kind of build this little bit of omnipresent feeling of being able to reach out to somebody and have more and more of a higher chance of getting a response by adding in different marketing channels this way. So, when we look at the data, especially if you're able to follow up over time, those follow-ups are really the secret sauce that can separate you from the competition, where if you only have one follow-up, you're missing out on the deal over 85% of the time, looking at our data when it comes to direct mail. With 3 follow-ups, you're still missing out on it's like 52% of deals. So if you're able to layer in these multiple marketing strategies and then follow up consistently over time, you're going to be able to put yourself in a really, really good position to be able to get their attention and start to have these conversations. So what we talked about inside the actual DealMachine app, again, briefly, you have the ability to skip trace right here, skip trace leads. You can also, when you skip trace that particular owner, you can, it'll come back to you with phone numbers, email addresses, things like that to be able to act on. And, when you're ready to do that, you could say, well, hey, help me write an SMS message. And, you can use AI here to be able to help you do that. And, be able to say like, write me 5 more SMS options, and, be able to type in prompts at the bottom there and use this as an assistant to really kind of give you some ideas on how to reach out to that person, what to say. Whenever you actually cold call them, you can even come in here and say, hey, give me a cold call script right there. And it'll give you ideas on how to have these conversations with sellers. So that was one thing we see a lot of people using it for is getting more comfortable on what to ask a seller, what objections you might have to overcome, some practice negotiating, things like that. And, being able to skip trace inside DealMachine is a way to get, again, phone numbers and email addresses to reach out to people and start there. Actually, good question from Kendon. Those texts we send out one at a time through DealMachine. We make it easy for you where you can copy the message. So you can copy that message to your clipboard and then go over and shoot off that text. So that can be a time saver. But the goal there is to be able to, again, try to do a couple different strategies and use these one-on-one outreach opportunities and pair that up with direct mail, where if you hit start mail, it's going to then send a direct mail piece to this owner, and you'll be able to go in here and customize all this and say like, hey, yeah, send postcards every so often, send it every 21 days or once a month, or you can choose all of that right there and customize an entire campaign around your direct mail and exactly how often to send them and what types of mail to send them. Through our mail center, through our postcard designs. And really, Ryan Haywood, the guy that I mentioned, has done hundreds of deals before using DealMachine. He's using a lot of these preset templates himself and just reaching out that way and setting it and forgetting it. So that was the goal there, is to help you guys lead with action first, do these variety of different marketing outreach methods, and really just try to overcome that barrier of feeling like you have to know everything before you ever get in touch with a seller. A lot of these conversations will come from you being able to start those or a lot of your momentum will come from you starting those conversations and learning over time and getting better and better at this and understanding how to talk to a seller and how to create those win-win relationships with them.
Yeah.
So there we go. So that's week 1, week 2. Hopefully, I think I kept that in around 10 minutes or so.
Good.
So
Good.
Didn't want to fly through that and give you guys too much information, but hey, every time we go through these, people are able to kind of pick up a few new nuggets here and there, a few new pro tips of what they can be using all of this for and what works well. And again, this is the playbook that has worked 10,000 times over for people who have landed deals using these steps. And, for today, we're going to transition that into understanding, okay, now that you have gone out and built that list of leads, now you've gone out and started marketing to those sellers. If you're following along with the homework, that was our next step there, was to help you kind of really take action and reach out to sellers and start to have those conversations. Now that you start to have that, hey, you're going to have a potentially scary conversation at first around, putting in a confident offer, putting in, actually having that money, that dollar sign conversation with a seller and giving you data to really feel confident about, hey, what is the ARV of this property and what is my max allowable offer and how can we empower a newbie, especially with numbers and with accurate data. That is our goal inside DealMachine as well, is to give you a couple options there. So I'll walk through that and then we'll transition into Trevor jumping in and talking through kind of your online strategy, if that works, Trevor, here too.
Cool. Let's do it.
Awesome. Cool. So week 3 here, wrapping up. I know it's a 14-day challenge. It's kind of your bonus day of wrapping everything up. Making confident offers. You've got a couple options here inside DealMachine. So, as you go through your list of leads, every time you add a lead by driving for dollars and whether you're doing it virtually, whether you're doing it with a driver, whether you're doing it yourself, all of those properties, either on desktop or mobile, they're all accumulating right here on your leads list. So if you click on leads, it'll go right here for you. And when you jump into here, you hit view lead, and let's see a good example here. Find a good one here in St. Louis for you. As you go through each individual lead, you can see here I've got my info on a property. You've got comps right here, mail. So that's if I'm sending any mail or postcards to them. Activity, so you can see like, hey, if I skip trace them, if I, you can record notes there, things like that. But this comps button right here is where I want to focus for today. And this is something that is extremely helpful to, especially when you're on the go, is being able to come in and, expand this out so you can see it a little bit better. Be able to come in and adjust and filter comps by saying, hey, show me, if I'm going to have that conversation with a seller and I want to really be, again, feeling very confident about that ARV, about that number I'm coming to of, what is a property worth here when it's all fixed up. You can click on the comps tool and go to these filters right here and be able to jump in and say, hey, I want to change the date of sale. I want to see properties that have been sold only within the last, 60 days or 90 days, which especially in this market, I think is a really, Trevor, is there a certain kind of window that you're aiming for right now in terms of how recent these comps should be?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I'm probably not the best guy to ask that. Like the guys who are on the streets closing a bunch of deals right now, but for sure, not longer than 90 days. Because what happens is when people are going further back than 90 days, you start to get in the 6-month territory where the prices are overinflated. So I would try to keep it within that 60 days to 90 days for sure. 90 most.
Go. Yeah, I've got some default settings in here for 3 months, so 90 days right there. But I've kept it so it's using MLS sold data, which we have that sold data for every single state, including non-disclosure states. We have date range, so you can adjust that. Square footage, I did plus or minus 15%. Year built, I did plus or minus 15 years to keep it somewhat similar in terms of architecture. And then and layout and whatnot. And then default range being within a mile. And when I adjust all of that right here for this individual property, you can see as I zoom in here, you've got a couple of different options right in this neighborhood, Benton Park, Dogtown area. And you can then take it even a step further, hit the start drawing tool, and be able to come in here and get really specific where I know I'm not going to be crossing any major streets. Create your little kind of shape right here for the draw, and then pull that up and be able to create these comps right away where I can see, hey, based on the estimate, the average dollar per square foot, average price, here's an estimated value projected for that individual property. And even go in and see things like, let me see if there's any photos here. So some of them will have MLS photos here for you as well, attached to that property right there. So you've got a variety of things you can be using this comps tool for. But we want to give this to you on the go and be able to, again, empower you with that data, with those numbers, and really get you, excited to get out there and have those harder conversations with sellers and come into it with confidence, knowing that, hey, this is what's going right now on market, and really being able to show you those recent transactions and then pare that down and get really specific with those comps. So that's all right there for you too. I mean, I do know you can use things like Alma to be able to jump in and say like, hey, let me view prompt and calculate the offer price, and it'll walk you through. If I'm going to say wholesale is property, server problem. Well, let me go here. Let's see. Hopefully my internet's okay. It was cutting out on me a little bit earlier. Shoot. Let me try another property here for you guys. It will, live demos. You've always got something going on here with the internet issues.
That's the world of tech, dude. It's the world of tech.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, awesome. So for this one individually, we've got it'll come in and actually show you the MAO. So it'll show you, okay, well, hey, here's the after repair value according to our formula. Us looking at the comps right here. Here's our estimated repair cost. That's looking at our data on the dollars per square footage and general condition of the property. And it's kind of doing a little bit of a formula there, combining those two things. Yep. And then coming in here, you can even adjust this entire scenario if you'd like, where you could say like, hey, yeah, I want to make a certain wholesale fee on it, or, oh, I did the estimated value in, the estimated repair cost in my, own estimation. And I thought it was, 100K rather than 77K. So you can kind of have a conversation with it on the spot and be able to adjust that. But based on all of this, in addition to the comps tool, you've got this working for you too. And using these two things in tandem can come to really, really good conversations with the seller.
Dude, this is so cool, by the way. 6 months ago, you could never do this, right? I mean, this is almost like being able to text message a buddy who's been doing a bunch of investing, say, hey, here's this property, what do you think? What should my offer be? And then text back within 30 seconds a detailed breakdown of it. And it's just so cool, guys. Go toy around with it. It's such cool technology. It's going to save you a bunch of time and also hopefully give you more confidence in some of the things you're doing with it too. That's way cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's our goal, is to make it just fast, easy, convenient in the app. And then in the end, just give you guys confidence to know that you're pulling from the best data out there and the most recent stuff. So, I had a few people asking about joining the challenge. Yeah, it's that carrot.com/14DC. So if you go there, that'll give you all the replays and you can go through this and follow the homework along as we've done here as well. So, that was on our end. Goal was to, again, step 1 is building that great list. Step 2 was marketing that list and kind of showing you that. Step 3 is, okay, how do you make really confident offers as you are having those conversations with sellers? And now transitioning to your side, Trevor, I'm happy to give you the reins here on talking through, okay, you're doing all this actively. How do you think about your long-term online marketing strategy to complement this and take it to the next level and scale?
I like it. So guys, the first thing I want you guys to do is, you just learned a bunch of amazing stuff the last 2 weeks and this week as well from Matt on the offline side of things, leveraging DealMachine. And for those of you who are newer into the challenge, I like it. Ferris says, I really like both Carrot and the DealMachine app. I love it. That's the best. Because I'm gonna explain why and how you can make them work together so well to actually get synergies and better returns when you do both of them together. Okay. So the biggest thing is, I believe massively in building a short-term marketing and acquisition strategy that gets things happening quickly, right? Because no one wants to wait 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, or whatever the number is to be able to start to consistently close deals. But I also heavily believe that if you keep your entire business forever built off of what I call hamster wheel marketing, which DealMachine is not that. Okay, we're going to show you guys what hamster wheel marketing is. But if you build it off of buying these giant lists and having to call through those lists all the time, or just buying the 5,000 person list and sending 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 postcards, or knocking on doors physically yourself, or even driving around for dollars yourself all the time without building a team as you grow, then you're on this hamster wheel, right? And so I always like to have a two-pronged approach. Nail getting momentum quickly, but also build a foundation that's going to make it so your cost per lead and deal goes down over time while your work also goes down, where your profits actually go up and where you attract the highest, most motivated leads. And like this graphic showing right here, the whole aim that we're looking at is the web is such a powerful thing. When you're on the web, this is a testament for how well the internet works. You're here, you're learning. You have a challenge or an opportunity or a problem that you're trying to solve in your life. You went to the internet and somehow found us, right? And we're building trust, building credibility, adding value, and then we're making you an offer basically to solve your problem, right? We have some tools that can help you do that. And so that's the same thing that your sellers are doing. And we want to attract our best leads through DealMachine and then through smart online marketing. We then need to convert those leads, and this can work for buyers and tenants too, but we need to then convert those leads with an effective website. Now we're going to walk through a couple things and what you can do to make sure the website actually is effective and what we've done at Carrot to kind of really help you jump out. And then you need to be able to close those leads into deals, okay? So pop to the next slide there. And I'm going to, in a little bit, I'm going to pop to the internet and show a couple things. I don't have a ton of time here, so I'm going to give you guys the abbreviated version. And what my aim with this, guys and gals, is the way I like to teach. I like to say, hey, I'm going to teach the vision first. Okay, the vision is, why are we doing this? Where are we going? How is this going to potentially help change your business or life? Right, the strategy next. So vision, then strategy. The strategy is, what is it that we are going to do over the next year or so to get there? I'm gonna touch a little bit on strategy here, okay? And then tactics are the how. It's like, what are the exact things I need to go do? What buttons do I need to push? The things like that, okay? So I'm going to be really mainly a little bit of vision, tiny bit of strategy, might get one tactic in the amount of time that we have, but I'm going to be able to show you guys how you can dive into our 30-day challenge as a continuation. If you've enjoyed these 14 days, we have a 30-day challenge starting in June 1st that takes you online now, okay? That takes you online, that teaches you in detail the tactical and the strategic and deeper on vision on how to really scale things out online. So up in the upper right there, the biggest thing that we work with our clients on is not just getting more leads. Anybody can get leads online. And we've all probably had examples where we got some really good or really bad leads on Facebook as an example. Or when you look at the examples with offline marketing, there's DealMachine, which is very, very hyper-targeted, high-quality direct mail or high-quality text message and cold call, because you're targeting houses that show a visual likelihood of having demand to sell, versus going and buying the giant list, right, where it's kind of hope and praying that you're going to find the right people. With Carrot, we really hope you find the most motivated leads online, because they're coming to you. And they're going to the internet and literally typing something like "sell my house fast Detroit," "sell my house fast in Louisville," "cash home buyers in blah," "selling a house without a real estate agent in Roseburg, Oregon." There's all the phrases that a seller may type in. And when they hit the internet, they're actively looking for a solution. So in the upper right, there's some data. We ran a survey with our clients a little while ago. And we asked them, we said, hey, with the deals you close, both Carrot leads and non-Carrot leads, what's your lead to deal conversion ratio? Meaning, how many leads does it take to get a deal? Okay. And that matters. And most new investors don't think about that, but the really experienced ones are thinking about it more and more these days. The next one is like, what's your average profit per deal? So when you close these deals, depending on Carrot or the other types of marketing, what's your average profit per deal? And in this survey with hundreds and hundreds of our clients, 8.2% was the average lead to deal conversion rate with Carrot methods. And I'll teach a little bit of it here. And then the other marketing methods, mostly offline, direct mail, cold calling, the non-targeted sources like we've been talking, that's only like 1.1% is what they reported leads turn into a deal. Why does that matter? You can get 8 times fewer leads, meaning 8 times fewer conversations. There was a comment in here a little bit ago. Someone said, hey, I'm not sending out the direct mail because I don't want to take phone calls when I'm on vacation. Well, what happens with investors who buy the giant lists that are untargeted or do other types of untargeted marketing, they have to be there all the time because they have to go through 8 times more leads to even get a deal. Okay, that's what keeps you on the hamster wheel. It's not lead volume you should be going after, it's lead quality. And that's why DealMachine and Carrot work so well together. We focus on lead quality above all else. They focus on lead quality offline. We focus on lead quality online, right? And so the average profit per deal, this is where it gets even better with the online methods. I'm going to teach you a little bit about $23,000 average profit per deal through deals that came through the Carrot system. On their other types of deals, on average is $9,159 average profit per deal. So more than double the average profit per deal and 8 times better conversion rate on your leads. Guys, so this means less work, more money, and you can really focus on people who truly want to sell their house more often. All right. So pop to the next slide there. And we're gonna touch on a couple key concepts here that I want to get you guys thinking about here. So the first one, I introduced this in week 1, so I'm not going to spend too much time here, is just remember all of your marketing that you do, whether it's networking at a RIA, whether it's sending out postcards from DealMachine, whether it's sending text messages from DealMachine or picking up a call, sending direct mail, doing radio or TV, any of those marketing methods, or even showing up to a seller's house, knocking on the door, sitting and talking with them, and you leave them a little credibility packet. All of those marketing methods lead to online demand. All offline marketing drives online demand. That means people see your marketing. We then pick up our phones and say, I want to see who this company is. I want to see if they're legitimate. And they Google your company name. They Google your whatever it is. They try to find information about you. If we don't have any information about us at all online, the question is, how many deals are you likely losing? Because just the same thing that you'll do if you go to Amazon, you're going to buy a product. How often will we actually buy the product on Amazon that has no reviews? Like never, right? We'll never buy the product on Amazon that has no reviews. We'll even pick the one that has a 3.9 because at least we know what we're buying versus the one with no reviews. Guys, now magnify that by 300,000 times. Okay, that 300,000 times, because now we're talking about a much bigger purchase price rather than a $1,000 or a $500 or a $3 item. It's a $300,000 item. How much do you think those sellers are going to truly make sure they're making the right decision? And so we want to make sure that you have a website set up correctly. We call them lead gen hubs here at Carrot when they're done correctly. It's just a website if it's not done correctly. It's a lead gen hub when you really amp it up. And when you put that in place, it's going to convert more of your DealMachine prospects into deals. And if you even just convert one extra deal a year from let's even say one extra deal every 3 years, okay, from your DealMachine leads, where they hit the internet and they finally find your lead gen hub set up on Carrot. It's fast, it's great on mobile. You can just worry about being an investor versus a techie. That one deal a year, if your average profit per deal is 15K, let's say, that pays for Carrot for 10 to 15 years. Okay, so if you save one deal per every 3 years because someone found the right format of a website, the right information on it, it pays for your Carrot subscription for 10 to 15 years. That's only one extra deal for every 3 years. We have a lot of our clients, a client of ours, Carter Steff, he does a lot of radio, TV, does driving for dollars as well. And he moved over from his custom WordPress website over to Carrot. This is about 3 years ago now. He'd already spent 10 grand on his custom WordPress site. It looked good. It looked pretty. Okay, everything about it looked like it would work well. But what he didn't realize that it was losing leads because it wasn't set up correctly. I'm going to show you guys a couple things you can do to get it set up correctly. And then the 30-day challenge goes in crazy detail what you need to do there. Okay, guys? So the real focus that we're here is we're driving after the highest, most motivated sellers and buyers that find you, not the other way around. So if there is a way, am I able to do a screen share here? Do I just do it on StreamYard?
You should be able to. There's Webinar Jam and the StreamYard. Cool. So you'll have to screen share both of them.
Okay. Let me try this on StreamYard, and then let me try this on Webinar Jam. And I'll make this quick. I won't be sharing for too long. There we go. Cool. We got it. Beautiful. Nice. Perfect. Awesome. Cool. So this right here is one of our clients. His name was Alex Youngblood. So many of you guys and gals might be on Facebook, and there's a Wholesaling Houses full-time group. Alex owns that group. He's a really, really experienced investor. So he moved over from a custom WordPress site to Carrot Lead Gen Hub a little while ago. Now, this one has some customization done to it. He went through our services team. He's like, dude, I don't have the time. You guys take it, make it look, use your high converting template, make it look amazing. But this is what it looks like. So if you can imagine, you're a seller and you land on this site and it shows local photos. That's tip number one. Make sure your website has localization added to it. So if they're getting the DealMachine text message or direct mail and then they go to your website, they should see parity, or they should expect to see localization on that site. So if this is a Phoenix, Arizona market, you shouldn't have this little house on there, right? Or if you're up in the Northeast of the States, you probably shouldn't have a cactus on there, right? So localization. Number two is something that Google calls EAT. They're really looking at these criteria when they rank someone's website high in Google. It's expertise, authority, and trust. And that's what your prospects are looking for subconsciously as well. They're saying, hey, are they an expert in this? Can they actually solve my problem? Are they an authority? Do they know what they're doing? And did they, can they really dive deep and solve every ounce of the problem? And the last part is trust. Can I trust them? And so as you grow the business, as you get your first several deals, and even before, you can start to add testimonials. So if you haven't done a deal yet, talk to your local banker, talk to your old boss, talk to the person who's been your insurance agent for 10 years, talk to a person at the local RIA you've been networking with, talk to a title agent who you bought your personal house with that you've known for 6 years, and say, hey, Marsha, I'm getting into the real estate business. I'm insanely excited about it. I know I've done a few different deals with you. Would you be willing just to write down a testimony about my character? Okay. How has it been to work with me? And if you or someone you knew had to sell their house, what would that experience be like? And would you work with me? Start there. Once you get your first deals done, then you swap those out with actual testimonials. Okay, so you can clearly see he's credible. You can clearly see he's got experience. Now, why? That's the first part of our online marketing, guys, is to make it so all of your offline marketing has an amazing lead gen hub. So when they do a Google search for you, that your website shows up and it's going to convert at a very, very high rate. Your website should load really fast on a cell phone, especially. Our websites load the fastest in the industry. They should be set up to convert really, really well as well. Okay, so let me show you another quick example. So now let's say you want to get new leads, people who are actively trying to solve that problem. So I typed this in, sell my house fast, Louisville, Kentucky. And that's a very common phrase that someone in Louisville is looking to search. Right here, I'll show this. I don't know if this is going to show well in this camera, but my friend it's not. But my friend Bo Hollis, I've been doing deals with him. He just texted me today at 1:35 p.m. while we're on the call. He got a deal that I'm partnering with him on. I'll be wiring him $377,000 on Friday. It came through Carrot, and that property is already sold. I should be getting all that money back in 2 weeks, and it's sold for about $500,000. Okay, so that came through Carrot. It was someone who did this Google search. They saw him right here in Google My Business, and they saw his site right here. Depending on the search phrase, he's top 3. Okay, all 4 of these results are all Carrot sites. That's how well Carrot performs. The top results in most markets around the country tend to be Carrot websites. So I click this. They land on Bo's website, can see credibility, can see that he does this business, that he sells homes, and you would just add your own about images and things like that. Then they would end up landing in here. They'd become a lead. Okay, we have some tracking software where we'll help you to determine what phrases sellers are typing into Google. You tell our system, hey, I want to try to go after ranking for these phrases. So sell inherited house in Louisville. Awesome. People are searching that. He's now ranked at the top of Google. Took him a little while to get there using our system, about 6 to 12 months to get there using our system. Then they become leads. So the lead comes inside of here. So this is one that came in a month ago. They filled out a form. This one's in Pennsylvania. He's in that market as well. It came from a direct. So that means someone probably got a direct mail piece or something like that. They typed his URL in directly. Or let's grab just one of these ones. This one came from a Google search. So they went to Google, did a search. They landed in here. This is what the house looks like. I can do Google Street View. It's that house right there. This is in Louisville. They filled out the step 2 form, which gets them more qualified. Okay, they need to sell it fast, not listed with a realtor. Guys, I would take payments if you could pay more. I would like full payment at closing. Guys, this is likely a person who might want to sell their house, not listed with an agent. It's someone who is willing to sell quickly. They'd be willing to take payments, and they just bought it 4 years ago, so it's probably a low interest rate. All right, so I'll wrap it up with that, guys. I know we're at the 2 o'clock, but I want to give that to you guys, because if you're doing the offline marketing, especially with DealMachine and everything else, I don't want you to lose deals. And if your average profit per deal is $15K, save the $15K over and over and over again by having an amazing lead gen hub set up through Carrot that's going to perform amazingly well. Okay, there's a reason Carrot sites outperform everything else way better than Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, or any of our competitors. And that's why there's so many people moving over from custom sites. And what we want to do is we want to help you guys. We don't want to leave you hanging. So we do have the 30-day challenge. I probably should give you back the slides. But
yeah, I can do that again.
Go for it. You've got the slides. But we do have the 30-day challenge, y'all. And this is kind of the continuation on it. I want you guys to execute everything Matt has talked about on DealMachine. Keep that going. That's where you should keep cranking on that. Okay, keep driving a different neighborhood, a different route to and from work, or to and from the restaurant, or to and from wherever you're going, and add new properties. And like Matt said in week 1, depending on your market and the competitiveness, it's going to be somewhere between 3 and 5, 3 and 700 properties to a deal, depending on your market, your competitiveness, how well you're adding properties. If you're in a nice neighborhood and you're adding a bunch of nice new houses, you're probably going to have less of a chance. You're probably going to be higher in that number, right? So keep adding properties, keep reaching out to people, keep adding the direct mail to do automatic follow-up. While you're doing that, though, get your lead gen hub built here on the Carrot side. So the question I'll ask you, then we'll give you the link, right, is how many leads and deals are you okay with losing this year from underperformance? And hopefully that number is none, right? Because it really is a real expense in our businesses. I call them phantom expenses. This is a real expense in your business. that is actually taking money out of your bank account that should be in your bank account, because we have not focused on making sure that your website is either online in the first place, and then number two is optimized correctly to build your trust and credibility. So I love it. 1, 2, 3 sold cash. We closed Thursday. A deal came from Carrot. We made $57K. I like it. Those are the ones you love to see, man. You can't plan those ones. I love it. You can plan those deals, but you can't plan those testimonials coming in live on a call. That's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
Yes,
Todd jumped in on the chat on Webinar Jam, said 2 awesome products and systems. So appreciate that. Shout out, Todd, too.
Heck yeah. Well, dude, so what link are we sending people to for the 30-day challenge? I want to see people dive into it. We're starting in June, and I'll toss it back over to you to kind of lead us through the rest of this, man.
Yeah. So again, just want to echo that as well. Like just talking about putting those two things together. You've been following this the last 14 days. You've been getting out there, getting proactive, doing the offline stuff. Absolutely, that feeds into the online credibility, online trust. That's where people are going to look first when they start to get your marketing outreach, your postcards, your direct mail, all of that. So I also, my background, before real estate was even in the content space too. So very much a huge believer in understanding how do you put out your expertise into the world to build that trust and credibility and to scale that beyond just you doing it one-on-one. And, absolutely a huge believer in what you guys do. So love to see, you outlining that for us, Trevor. Thanks for spending that time there. We've been sharing these bonuses throughout the challenge here, but want to give you guys one last chance to be able to take advantage of this stuff. So the first one, and I'll put up these, make it clickable for you guys here in Webinar Jam. That offer there, and then on let's see, StreamYard here. Cool. So if you do want to try out DealMachine, we have a 7-day free trial there. It's something I know we've given you the free knowledge and playbook through this whole thing. After that, it's an investment in yourself. But like you said, Trevor, hey, the goal is, invest in this and, do one deal and you're going to pay for this for years to come. So our whole goal is to save you as much time, save you as much money on your marketing and being as efficient as possible while driving for dollars, while getting out there, while doing the offline marketing, the direct proactive marketing like this. So it's DealMachine.com/carrot to get that for 7 days free. And then you also get $30 free, that an extra bonus inside the DealMachine app, which would be free skip traces, couple hundred free skip traces, free direct mail postcards that we walked through really a lot last week, but I briefly covered today, speeding through the kind of the quick recap there. So, that's one option here is if you want to try out DealMachine, if you haven't yet, awesome. There's your 7-day free trial there. The other one on the Carrot side, it was DealMachine.com/30DC. That, and let me put that up for you guys too, make that easily clickable for you too, on Webinar Jam and on the other StreamYard here. So that would be, you get, like Trevor was outlining there, the 30-day authority challenge, which that next one, we'll dive into the details here at the very end of this call. The next one of that lining up is for early June. You with this particular link, if you get a Carrot Content Pro subscription, so get in and get kind of that base level of Carrot, you're gonna be able to have this added on there for free for you guys and make this available for everybody going through this challenge right now. So wanted to make sure you guys had that all lined up, all ready to go. And take advantage of that before we wrap up this challenge here. Trevor, did you have anything on that before we do the grand prize giveaway, and then we'll talk about what's next for people?
Dude, yeah, for sure. I'll explain that offer a little bit really quick. So I just pulled it up, and when you guys pull up that URL, it's going to bring up the order form. You can go check out our website, carrot.com, browse around. We have thousands and thousands of customers, thousands of testimonials online. Do your research if you need to, but we're insanely pumped about working with clients like you guys and gals. When you go there, though, it's $99, and basically what we're doing is you're enrolling in the Content Pro subscription, like Matt had mentioned. That gives you the ability to launch up to 3 different websites if you want to, but I would just focus on the one. And it unlocks our weekly coaching calls after that 30-day challenge and a whole bunch of other features and things I just didn't have time to show. But the normal 30-day challenge costs $100. And so in order to make the 30-day challenge work, you have to have a Carrot subscription because you have to have a lead gen hub that gives you the massive advantage. And then we're going to help you hone that in. Okay, so go grab that. You'll pay the $100 today, and then we're going to give you the free 30-day challenge on there, which is normally $100. So you're saving $99 of real money right now with that offer that you would normally have to invest if you didn't go through this offer, which is
Awesome.
really awesome, dude. The value you guys are adding, amazing. You match these two up, guys. Once again, you close one deal from one or two of these, it's going to pay for your subscriptions for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And then it's all gravy from there. And just start to focus on really growth and scale as much as you want to scale.
There we go. Yeah. And then, the goal here too, through this challenge was to give you that knowledge in the playbook to be able to know where to start, how to use these as efficiently, effectively as possible. And appreciate you, Trevor, for offering up this, how much free stuff and free value you guys offer our community as well. So, so that we'll start there. To wrap this up too on our end, it's finally to do that grand prize giveaway. So everybody stuck around, appreciate you guys sticking around through the trainings, through, absorbing all of this and being ready to go and run with this. And again, yes, this prize is giving you tools and technology, but it's up to you to run with it. It's up to you to really take this and take action on it. And the real prize is, being able to launch this into your own business, into your own real estate business like this. So we want to make this something that it's the beginning for everyone, whether you win or not. Especially for the person that wins here, being able to come through and follow this playbook and take action on it and have this cover for them. We're excited to give that away because this live giveaway right now is worth over $4,300. This is a ton of value right here, where the winner is going to get 12 months of free DealMachine Pro, which again, Pro is the one that has Alma, the AI assistant in it. It's got our highlights feature. It's got our driveless list feature, which is like for door knocking and things. It's got a ton of value packed into that. It's the best bang for your buck that you're going to get within DealMachine. We're also going to give you our list builder upgrade too. So a way to be able to pull lists in addition to driving for dollars, that'll be included free there too. And then $100 to kick you off on skip traces, on direct mail, on reaching out to sellers. So the winner from today is going to get all of that wrapped up. They're also going to get, Trevor, do you want to talk about Advanced Marketer really quick here?
Dude, for sure. So the top level of our program, of our software, is called the Advanced Marketer Plan. And it allows you to launch multiple websites or lead gen hubs, but also gives you premium support. So if you want to hop on a support phone call or dial in a quarterly plan with our team, or hop on the weekly group coaching calls, that's all included. So we really dive in and help you in a massive way there. Number two, it helps you have a premium access to premium designs. So if you want to stand out, kind of like the site I showed you a bit ago, that was built off of a base of one of our premium designs. So it helps you stand out, look different in your market, while also really having a sharp looking, high performing website. And has many other features as well. So the search engine optimization features that help you to track your keywords you want to go after, that help you to explore and spy on your competitors. What are your competitors ranking for? What keywords? It's got a bunch of more advanced SEO tools in there as well. So that's normally $200 a month. That's over $2,000 a year in value right there.
Huge. Yeah, same. And DealMachine Pro over here is typically $99 a month. List Builder is going to be an upgrade that'll it's our one upgrade inside DealMachine. That's typically $49 or $59, depending upon exactly what you upgrade. And then you get those free marketing credits too. So again, all of that in total is worth over $4,300. So wanted to give away the full exciting grand prize here for somebody to go full all in with both sides of this. So to get to that, your homework assignment, and again, through this, we are trying to really incentivize you guys who are putting in the work, who are showing that you're taking this serious, who are, following up. And it was a challenge. It was not easy. That's the whole point of these challenges, right? So it was going, we were trying to give you guys a bit of a barrier to overcome in order to qualify for this grand prize here. And that was to go out and build an initial list of 200 driving for dollars leads. So, 100 a week, really starting to get that going, really try to accelerate your timeline to get to that first deal through this. And then to reach out to each of those leads, each of those potential sellers at least one time. So that could have been a variety of things: call, text, email, door knock, sticky notes, direct mail. You had a lot of different ways you could go about doing this. And we had quite a few people turn this in, have the grit to follow through on this. So what I'm going to do here is they all submitted their homework. I have you guys all lined up in my inbox right here, and I have a random number generator up on my screen. So I'm going to go through and actually select this live for you guys. And remember, we had the one qualification of you have to be live on the call. So whoever I call out first, hopefully he's on the call. If not, we're gonna have to keep going, guys. So drum roll, please. Let me get through this. All right. Click in here. And the random number generator. Let's see. Do we have Demetrius Wyatt? Demetrius on the call. I saw him earlier, I believe. Let's see. Mark put in the chat. Demetrius, if he's on here, let's see. Yeah, Trevor, I know you guys. You guys stepped up to the plate, man. I appreciate that.
You guys did too, man. That's cool.
Let's see. It looks like he's on here. There we go. I'm here.
There he is.
Boom. Congratulations.
Dude, that's a big package, man. That seriously is. That's like you said, over $4,000 in value. He's got the double I'm here. Like he's got to make sure we saw you, buddy. Congrats,
All
man.
right.
That's awesome.
Congratulations, man.
Winner.
So we will be getting in touch with you after this too, Demetrius. So I'll check back for your email. I think you said you did direct mail, and if you maybe put in the chat, anything that you did in terms of marketing, I can't quite remember what all you had in here. I have to pull up your email again, but awesome job, man. Fantastic. Appreciate you sharing all this. And even, I remember you were one of the people at the beginning too, talking about how this challenge is helping you take action. So you're living it out. You put in some work here to get started, but now you've got everything you need to be able to go do that first deal and many after that. So SMS and postcards, there we go. So you've got everything lined up for you to go. Again, the real prize from this will be to act on this and what you do from here. And this is the kickstart of your journey, and really everybody on here. I mean, again, this was something that was not easy. You may have completed the homework, you may not. We try to make it as simple and straightforward as possible, but we know that, hey, everybody, you've got a lot of things going on in your life too. So the point is you came through this, you started to take action. We want to celebrate you for that. We want to tell you, like, hey, even if you just added that first lead, you're doing more than you did, 14 days ago, right? So the playbook, exactly how to go from here, how to take this and springboard this, beyond these first 14 days. Trevor, do you want to kind of talk through where do you go from here? And this is where, especially the 30-day challenge, like, again, I want to tee this up for you guys one more time of how this feeds into, your long-term strategy right here.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me, guys, is number one, out of a challenge like this, or when you go to a live event, there's energy, right? There's momentum going. And it's so easy to kind of slide back into our normal routines or slide back into the habits that maybe got us where we are right now, if we're not, fully pumped about where we are in certain parts of our lives. And so what I want you to do is, while this is fresh, grab a piece of paper right now or right after. Don't do it if you're driving, and write down your one or two biggest takeaways from this session here today. Okay. What's your one or two biggest takeaways? It could be, the way that Matt showed how to use Alma inside of the software, and you're going to go do that today. Or it could be the mindset shift of like, oh my gosh, I've been doing all this stuff, and I wonder if someone's been trying to hit the internet to find me. I need to get a website launched. Whatever that biggest takeaway is, an action item. Then I want you to write next to it, if you take action on that, how much value do you think that's going to add to your business life over the next 12 months? And I'm talking like dollar amount value. Okay. So if you execute DealMachine and you continue doing this, and you do it week over week, even when you don't want to, even when you're at 355 properties added and you haven't got a deal yet, if you do it week over week, and let's say you start to do consistent deals, how much value could that realistically be in your life in 12 months, 24 months? Same thing with Carrot. If you really get it rolling, it's like 1, 2, 3 sold cash set in here. 50. That's a real number. $57,000 by executing our process. And they've probably done many more deals than that. So how much value is what we talked about during this challenge been received on your end? Write that down. And what I want you to do now is, what are you going to change in your schedule? What are you going to change in your mindset to ensure that you actually capture that value by executing what we've put out here for you? Okay. You've got the DealMachine challenge. a lot of the details here, the deeper carrot challenge and the 30-day challenge, the resources are here for you. It's not a matter of if either one of these tools work. We can continue to introduce you guys to hundreds of other customers who've closed deals using this. So the question is, at some point, we have to say, well, how many more customers would you like us to introduce you to? I can introduce you to 50 right now, in addition to 1 through 3 sold cash. So it's not a question of whether these work. It's a question of, will you work it, and will you continue to push through when it's hard? Okay, so guys, this will work. It can work. You've got to push through it and reach out to us. Reach out to DealMachine when you hit those stumbling blocks. Hop in those coaching calls with us on a weekly basis when you hit those stumbling blocks. We're here for you. Okay, guys, I truly want to see you be able to build a business that gives you freedom and helps you make the impact that you want to make. So go to DealMachine.com/30DC. Grab the package with Carrot. That's going to sign you up on our middle level plan. Perfect plan to get started in. It's going to give you the ability to do everything you need to do in there, and then get rolling on the June 30-day challenge. Even if you can't do all the days, if you can do half the days or 10 of the days, that's better than nothing. It's going to get you going on it. Last piece of advice I'll give everyone is start to try to find your community. It's really hard to do this stuff alone. So the people here on this chat box, somehow connect with each other in here, pop in your emails or websites or whatever, connect with each other, go in the DealMachine Facebook group, connect with people, go in our Carrot community, community.carrot.com for our active Carrot members, connect with people and go on this journey with people. That's what we try to do here in this challenge. And that's what we do in the next challenge. You're going to be in there with a cohort of other people you can connect with, share your wins, successes, fears, frustrations with, and you guys can march towards success together. So Matt, thank you, dude, for driving this. This was amazing. No pun intended for driving this. And I'm pumped about what people can do with both of our tools together.
Yeah, that's why I just want to echo what you said there, Trevor, too, is keep us updated. And, again, I mean, we've interviewed hundreds of people on our YouTube channel talking about deals they've done using DealMachine. So we'd love for you to be the next one of those. Like, use me as a resource when you're coming up against barriers, and also, reach out for when you land that first deal, to be able to really be featured on our stuff as well, too, if you're up for that. So please keep in touch with me here. I know you guys have the playbook. You know what to do now. It's just a matter of getting out there and making it happen, right? So if you continue to do this, you continue to build on this and build momentum, it will snowball. And it's a matter of when you land that first deal, not if. So get out there, take action on that. I know I can leave this up here. And Trevor, do you have a minute to answer any of the questions in the chat here?
Of course.
I don't want to hold you too far over, man.
No, you're good. I just have a hard stop. I've got a 2:30 call with one of our big clients, but we've got some time.
Perfect. Awesome. So, just wanted to say appreciate you guys. I mean, Trevor, thanks again for you jumping on here too, spending your time with both our community and your guys' community, and enjoyed doing this. And again, on the left side there is if you're going to do that DealMachine free 7-day trial and get a bunch of marketing credits in there to be able to skip trace and call and text and send mail and all of that. It's the DealMachine.com/carrot right there. On the right side is getting involved with that next 30-day challenge in June with Carrot specifically. And if you want the replays for all this and you're watching on social media, it's that link at the bottom, carrot.com/14DC. So let's see, you're already answering questions. Great. Any other ones you see that you want to be able to address right away, Trevor? Or
let's see. I was looking in the Q&A section. So yeah, guys, I mean, the 30-day challenge, just like with anything, just like with the DealMachine side, it's you get what you you get out of it what you put into it. So if you're driving for 10 minutes a day, then you'll get whatever you can get in 10 minutes. If you're driving for 30 minutes a day, then you'll get 3 times that, right? So it's kind of similar with when you're focusing on the online side. It is a good bit of work in that first couple months, or you can hire it out. And that's always the first question I ask people is I say, okay, so are you a person who wants to really roll up the sleeves, learn it, get dirty with it, and really execute it and put in the work, and then over time start to buy back your time? Or are you a person who right now just has some capital set aside to be able to grow this, and you want to buy back your time right now and hire someone to do all those steps for you? Either way, we can help you guys out with that. With DealMachine, I would suggest driving around, getting your first 300 to 500 properties added, hopefully closing a deal, get that first deal done. Once you really master it, then you can buy back your time by getting someone in to drive for you using deal. I think it's your guys' higher level plan, right? Where you can start to build a team.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, focus guys, how you want to do it. Use your time now and then buy it back later, or use your money now and buy back your time now.
It's a great way to think about it.
Yeah, let's see. Leslie, good question. What other KPIs do you recommend tracking in addition to lead to deal conversion rate? Yeah, what do you guys track on the DealMachine side that you suggest for people?
I mean, on our end, it really is. I mean, you're looking at just the overall funnel. So it's a lead. It's a numbers game in the end, right? So we're thinking about, okay, how many leads are you? How many qualified leads are you putting into your list to begin with? Then, okay, how consistently am I marketing to them? So thinking about your different tracking your marketing activity, because you can then long term look at and kind of reverse engineer it. And when you start to land your first deal and a couple deals after that, you can really do that math to figure out, oh, hey, I know this is roughly how many leads I need to add. I know roughly this is how much I need to spend on marketing, the number of postcards, number of hours calling, number of calls made. Here's how you can kind of do that math for yourself. And then you'll get down to, okay, how many appointments did I set? How many did I close? And really think through each conversion point in that funnel, and tracking that over time is going to help you get smarter and more efficient and effective at not just your marketing spend and figuring out what channels are working, but more predictive in knowing, okay, here are the activities it's roughly going to take me to get to that next deal. And if you want to really get advanced, then, okay, we can start hiring a team around that by doing the math to understand, hey, I can bring on somebody to be a lead acquisition person and to start making those calls and start, driving around. And, it's really a way to kind of systematize your business.
Yep. I fully agree. And it depends on your type of marketing, right? If you're doing online marketing, there's going to be a couple metrics and KPIs specific to a marketing channel. But everything that Matt mentioned is start there, track the basics, the 3, 4, 5, 6 main metrics max. And then as you either build a team or get more complicated, you can track more.
Yep. Cool. Brian, I'm going to put my, if you can email me direct, if I'm putting this in here too. Brian, if you can email me direct, we actually do have open office hours with our team. It's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Ryan, our head of customer success, has open office hours that does DealMachine specific demos and like one-to-one Q&A basically. So you can jump on those any day of the week, and he can really show you, I know we have people who may be considering themselves tech savvy or not that have been successful with a little bit extra help there. So reach out to me direct, and happy to send you the details on that invite too.
Love it.
Yeah, let's see. Is there any other Carrot specific questions? Because I can let you go and I can answer the DealMachine specific ones too.
I don't think so. Let's see. I don't think so, man. Dude, I'm pumped that we did this. Thank you for creating the entire challenge, Matt. And I'll just kind of finish with this, y'all. Is I'm so pumped for wherever you guys are in your journey. I know there's people already closing deals on this call. There's people who are just getting started on this call, and you're at the right spot, right? So if you're just getting started, get DealMachine going, and then worry about Carrot after you've added your 100, 200 properties or whatever it is. Okay. If you're already rolling with that, then you really need to make sure that you're getting that lead gen hub going. And either way, we got you guys covered. So appreciate y'all. Let's see, Alex, I answered it. I didn't answer it by verbal, but I answered it down below. So how many hours a day? With the way that our 30-day challenge is structured, every day there's like a little bite-sized video. Sometimes it's literally just me speaking into you and helping to adjust a mindset thing on marketing or on your business or whatever it is. And then we give an action item that's related to that. So some days it's small. It's like, hey, pull away and write a short bio. And it could be a 15-minute thing. Hey, here's who I am. Here's what I do. Here's where I live. Some days it's building out a page, and that might be 30 minutes. It might be an hour. So it's anywhere between 10, 15 minutes and let's say a couple hours, really depending on skill set, depending on how deep you want to go in those things. Or you could hire it out. So that's always that decision. You want to hire it out and accelerate things and buy back your time. Now we have services team who can just do the work for you for a fee. And then if you want to do the work yourself, yeah, it's somewhere between 15 minutes to 2 hours. But honestly, a lot of people will get through the first week and then they'll hop on like 3 of the ones from week 2, and then they'll dive into some of them in week 3 and some of them week 4. So just get through week 1 for sure. That's the real part where we dive into setup in a big way. And then you can kind of pick and choose the topics to accelerate on throughout. So you don't got to show up every day for 30 days.
Nice. Yeah, I love that format. We've had so many DealMachine customers go through that and have great feedback on it. So, yeah, Trevor, again, I don't want to make you late to the next one, but I really appreciated this, man. So it's, cool. Enjoyed the last 14 days and looking forward to the next one.
Heck yeah. Awesome, guys. Appreciate y'all. You guys have a good week. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah. Thanks, Trevor. So I'll stick around here. I can power through the DealMachine questions over here, guys. So I'm happy to answer that for you all. Let's see here. Perfect. So great questions in the chat. So let's see. Daniel Martin, there's a couple other things I see you said. You have criteria of how to nail down to a specific list, but you don't want to spend all of your 10,000 leads a month on one list that may or may not be suitable for what you're reaching out for. If you email me, Daniel, I've got a whole list of criteria of, hey, here are general things for list builder that you should be thinking through to kind of narrow down that list, overall criteria. You hit a lot of them already, but I think there's a couple that you might be missing there. So I can just send you that checklist. And again, let me put my email in the chat for you, Daniel. It's matt@dealmachine.com, and reach out direct, and I can help you out with list builder criteria. So great question though. Can I send out the link for the training Tuesday through Friday? Yeah, I'll just send it out for everybody if we have a bunch of people asking. Hold on, I can track this down here for you in just a minute. It's our head of customer success, and his name is Ryan. So if you jump on, just say you're from the challenge as well, and he'll know. That'll help him out to have a little more context for those calls. But here, there's the live office hours. That last link is the join here is the Google Meet link. So bookmark that link, and then it's on, let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday 1 to 2, Thursday 11 to noon, and then Friday 2 to 3. So make sure to check that out. And Leslie, no problem. We'll make sure to be in touch there. So try to bookmark that for you guys here. Let's see. Agata said, is there a way to program the first mailing 1 week ahead? Yes, within DealMachine, when you hit send mail, you can actually adjust how often you're going to send it, and including that first one. What you can actually do here is you can go on a sequence. You can create a mail sequence that's custom there, and it can set different timing on when you're sending out every single mail piece in that sequence. One thing I will mention too is when you send a postcard, it won't physically arrive at that property for about a week. So if you are only gone for 1 week, that might still work out. Where you hit send mail, it's going to take about a week for the post office to deliver it. So think about it that way, and hopefully that helps your timing as well on that first one. So let's see, Leslie, you may have already popped out, but how would you say, or how accurate would you say the ARV is in DealMachine? I will mention the estimated repair value is probably the biggest question mark. That's probably the biggest thing that we have general data around condition of property, and then we have general data around, okay, here's dollars per square footage based on that condition of property that it would typically take to fix up that property. So say you have 1,000 square foot property, and we know that, hey, in this area, it's going to be, $5 per square footage or $10 per square foot to fix that up. Then, for a lightly distressed property, then it's going to be $10,000 to fix that up. It's a general formula like that. So I'd say your estimated repair value, we have general estimates, but just that, I would say maybe dig into that a little bit, if you're going to try to come to an extremely accurate ARV right there. So, Alice, what area did you go to get the MAO? So inside DealMachine, this was on Alma right here. And this is if you have the DealMachine Pro version again. So if you're in DealMachine Pro, you get access to our AI assistant that'll pop up for every single lead right here, where, I can just scroll down, pick a random lead right here, be able to come in and say, hey, let me view prompts, and then calculate the offer price. We have 10 preset prompts, which means just the question you're asking the assistant. And so you click calculate the offer price, and then whatever your investment strategy is going to be, we'll call it wholesale, and it'll start to calculate that MAO right there for you, based on all, the general formula of the MAO being the after repair value times 70% minus estimated repair cost minus wholesale fee. So you can come in here and be able to come in and adjust those numbers and say, hey, I think the repair cost is going to be this, or I want this kind of wholesale fee or what have you. But it'll help you walk through that math together for you right on the spot. So that's on DealMachine Pro there for you, Alice. So got that one for you there. Let's see. Paul said, can I upload properties from another lead source into DealMachine? Yes, you can. If you go in here under the leads list right here, this leads tab, you have add leads as a button. Click add leads, import list. So you can import an entire spreadsheet of lists if you have them from any other outside source, put them all right in DealMachine right here and work them from there. Or you can actually manually add a lead one at a time, just that address, and keep moving on there. So you've got a couple options there, and they all consolidate right into that lead list. And you can view that on desktop like this right here, or on the mobile app right here as well. So Paul, hopefully that helps you out there. And then in DealMachine, are you able to filter out more than one category, like absentee and senior? Yes. So if you go to filters right here, for example, in that, if you were going to say, we'll call it owner type, then you could say, okay, I want to see absentee and I want to see corporate owned, something like that. Or you can say absentee and you can do, let's see, owner type is senior owner. Cool. Confirm that. You've got owner type absentee, unique owner type senior owner. Apply that, and it's going to go in and be able to on the spot start filtering your lead count, which I have 17,500 leads, and here we go. 12 of them are absentee and senior owner. So that you can do that on the spot, Demetrius, and do that all pretty quickly on the desktop version, especially. So cool. Let's see. No problem, Todd. I appreciate the kind words there, guys. Alice, no problem. Let's see. Yeah. Paul, yeah, you can upload that list of leads there. Leslie, fantastic. Demetrius, awesome. I think I got to everything here for you guys. So fantastic. Well, thanks for sticking around. I know this last one went a little bit long, but again, you guys are ready to go. You've got the tools you need. You've got the knowledge you need. Now it's time to just put in that work and happy deal finding, guys. So again, consider me a resource. Matt at DealMachine is my email, and get out there and have fun. And again, it's been a pleasure doing this with you all. It inspires us to do more of these when you guys are taking action. So great job around this time. And Demetrius, I'll be in touch on your grand prize. So thanks everybody. Have a good one.